Part 42. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 411. Gudong. In the temple of Suzaku Holy Land, some people swallowed their saliva subconsciously, feeling incredible. Qinfen was extremely talented, and the four symbols rune array was so powerful that even half-step princes could block it, making them almost feel like they were living in a dream, which was extremely unreal. Another thought arose in Zuyan's mind. With such a powerful Qinfen, he was afraid that the Suzaku Holy Land would not be able to become the opponent's stage, and the opponent's footsteps were still young and he could go higher and further. Bang, bang, bang. In the four-image rune array, Supreme Elder Zukinkan was shining with light. He transformed into the law of heaven and earth and wanted to break through the rune array. However, if there were Sumi mustard seeds in this four-symbol rune formation, he would not be able to break out at all. Suzaku, Suinwuo, White Tiger, and Suzaku, the four divine beasts shine brightly, blooming with soaring light. Their endless pressure sweeps across all directions, and their divine power is unparalleled. The four divine beasts shine brightly and bloom with endless runes, trying to refine Zukinkan among them. At the same time, Qinfen used 9 Suzaku swords to move invincibly in the formation, interweaving dazzling arcs of electricity, which was really terrifying. Facing such an attack, the surrounding elders were all dumbfounded. This was the first time they had seen such a method of trapping the enemy. There is almost a huge gap in strength between the two people. Qinfen blocked it with an array. It would be really scary if Zukinkan was sniped outside the array. Boy, if you have the guts, let me out, and we can fight alone. Zukinkan roared loudly. He was in the formation and couldn't display his powerful strength. It was too frustrating. Old man, do you think I'm stupid? I have such a huge advantage, why should I tie myself up? Qinfen had a speechless look on his face. He had the absolute upper hand at this moment, how could he be stupid enough to let the opponent go? After all, Pangu's foot has been used, and the opponent is in the realm of a half-step prince. If he is released, he will definitely not be his opponent. How can he seek death on his own? Qinfen ignored the other party's provocative words and continued to activate the Suzaku Immortal Sword, slashing vertically and horizontally. Finally, Qinfen controlled the Suzaku Immortal Sword and slashed them all at the same position on Zukinkan. With the superposition of 81 times the power of the 9 Forbiddens, he cut open Zukinkan's protective armor and flesh shell. Puff. Blood spurted out, Zukinkan was injured, he groaned, subconsciously took a step back, and came to the edge of the four-image rune array. Bang. The dragon talisman swung its tail and hit Zukinkan hard, blasting him to the center of the four-image rune array again. Old man, you are really crazy. Why don't you continue to be crazy? Qinfen smiled and squinted at the other party. When the Supreme Elder Zukinkan first appeared, he was full of force and looked like the boss of the king and his second child. But at this moment, he no longer looked calm as before. Qinfeng's Suzaku Immortal Sword can cut open his body, so it is only a matter of time before he is worn to death. Boy, if you can, release me. What kind of hero do you think you are? Supreme Elder Zukinkan's face was as golden as paper. Although he used his true power to seal the wounds on his body, his energy and blood were still leaking out and he was unable to reach his peak state. I have no ability. You are a strong man who is only half a prince. How can I compare with you? Facing the other party's provocation, Qinfen was unmoved at all, and his words immediately made Zukinkan feel bad. The other party was indifferent and would not be provoked by such a provocation. This made him feel very uncomfortable and helpless if he punched the cotton. Kill. Suddenly, Zukinkan shouted loudly, and the light shone dazzlingly on him. His heaven and earth laws gathered and stirred. He gathered all the strength around him and broke through Qinfeng's four-image divine talisman formation, even if he was seriously injured. Puff. It was at this moment that Qin Feng blew his Suzaku immortal sword. With the blessing of the Nine Forbiddens, it touched the realm of time. The void seemed to be still, and only the Suzaku immortal sword pierced through the void in an instant, with terrifying momentum. By accident, the Suzaku immortal sword happened to penetrate Zukinkan's mouth, then flew into his body and burst out after being stirred. Nima. Before Zukinkan finished speaking, his eyes widened, blood bloomed all over his body, and he was strangled. No matter how powerful Zukinkan's defense was, his body was also the weakest. Qin Feng seized the opportunity and killed him on the spot, turning him into a corpse. He couldn't die anymore. As Zukinkan died, the heaven and earth behind him collapsed like gold and jade pillars, and then turned into light rain and dissipated here. All the elders around were stunned, the void was trembling wildly, and the terrifying momentum shocked everyone present. Qin Feng's 4-image rune array is too terrifying. The 4-elephant rune array can be locked across realms. If you encounter it, you may have to penetrate the void and not be trapped. This is the most effective method. When the surrounding elders came back to their senses, they all started talking. Qin Feng's 4-symbol rune formation was too terrifying. If he was trapped and locked in it, he would be dead. If you want to solve the problem, you can only rush out of the formation at the moment when the 4-image rune array is closed. Otherwise, it is undoubtedly unwise to fight in the 4-image rune array based on your own strength, and you will not be able to perform at all out of one's own strength. Moreover, if you want to use the 4-symbol rune formation, you will need some preparation time. If the Supreme Elder had not been too trusting and was trapped by Qin Feng, he would not have ended up in such a miserable end. After killing Zukinkan, Qin Feng was a little surprised that no scratch-off card appeared at the original place. With his powerful spirit, he did not scan Zukinkan's wool. Zukinkan was afraid that he was really dead. So, Qin Feng removed the 4 symbols talisman formation. He had picked up many cards before, so he scratched them directly. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully using diamonds and scratch-off cards to obtain 2000 top-grade breakthrough pills. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully using diamond scratch-off cards to obtain 1000 lower-grade immortal weapons. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully using diamond scratch-off cards to obtain 30,000 Mingzhou pills. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully using diamond scratch-off cards to obtain 3000 Wuxiang pills. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully using diamond scratch-off cards to obtain 78 4-star immortal golds. The system prompt sound rang continuously. Overall, the harvest was quite fruitful. With these 800 breakthrough pills, Qin Feng no longer needed to delay refining breakthrough pills. Moreover, the Wuxiang pill and the breakthrough pill are very useful to the elders of the Suzaku Holy Land. They can bless their divine power and restore the strength of the Suzaku Holy Land to the strength before the killing of Zhu Fengji. Of course, these suitable elder candidates need to be selected by the Holy Lord Zhu Yan, and Qin Feng is not going to take care of it. When those masters grow up, they can protect the Suzaku Holy Land from defeat. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 412. Outside the Suzaku Temple, some of the true disciples who were paying attention to the scene were all shocked. Damn it, did I read that correctly? The Supreme Elder was killed by Qin Feng just like that. It seems that even Zhu Fengji and others are dead. Zhu Fengji's rebellion was foiled. People could not hide the horror in their hearts, and discussions broke out. Countless people focused their eyes on Qin Feng, feeling very incredible. At this time, Suzaku had already picked up Zhu Xiaoman. They looked at Qin Feng with great admiration in their hearts. Qin Feng foiled Zhu Fengji's conspiracy and allowed her master Zhu Yan to secure his position as the Holy Lord of the Suzaku Holy Land. She didn't know how to express her kindness. The temple's killing field was a mess, with countless corpses lying on the ground. Some enemies didn't even leave their corpses behind, and the bloody air spread over an area that was horrifying. Qin Feng and Zhu Yan felt that the matter was over, so they prepared to reorganize the battlefield and send some people to destroy the ferocious beast. At this moment, the void trembled wildly, inexplicable pressure spread out, light shone in the void, and a figure emerged. Damn it, Supreme Elder Zukinkan is not dead. The people who had just entered the temple were stunned for a moment. The figure that appeared in the air was none other than Supreme Elder Zukinkan. At this time, Zukinkan was in an extremely embarrassed state, his hair was disheveled, and his body was covered with horrific cracks. More importantly, he now had an arm and a leg broken, and he was undoubtedly a cripple. Qin Feng's eyes condensed, and he sensed with his powerful soul that the other party's cultivation level had dropped to the 4th level of the invisible heaven. But even so, Zukinkan's strength is enough to crush everyone present. What's going on? Qin Feng frowned slightly. Before, he scanned the 4-image rune formation with his powerful soul power, but did not find Zukinkan's will. The other party had indeed disappeared. However, the sudden appearance of the other party at this time made him a little confused. I'm going to kill you. Zukinkan stared at Qin Feng with hatred. His blood and energy were intertwined, and he still had great strength and was extremely ferocious. Seeing this scene, Zhu Yan and others rushed to the sky, trying to save Qin Feng and prevent Supreme Elder Zukinkan from succeeding. However, they were too far away from Qin Feng, and it was impossible for them to block Qin Feng's front immediately. Moreover, Zukinkan hated Qin Feng very much. It was entirely Qin Feng's fault that he became what he is now, so how could he not go all out to kill Qin Feng? Feeling the power of Zukinkan, Qin Feng did not dare to be careless. The light around him flashed, and the vision of the God King instantly enveloped him. Boom! Zukinkan struck with hatred on Qin Feng's God King light mask, sending Qin Feng flying hundreds of meters away. Fortunately, the vision of the God King under the blessing of the 9 Forbiddens was powerful enough. Zukinkan's hateful blow only made the Guangzhou around him tremble, but was not broken. It turned out that the reason why Zukinkan did not die was because he used the death talisman at the last moment. However, even if he is lucky enough to escape, his body will still be sealed in Qin Feng's 4-image rune array. So, he used his powerful energy and blood to separate the space and hide in, preparing to take Qin Feng by surprise. However, space turbulence is extremely dangerous. Without strong enough strength, it is impossible to cross the space. He encountered space-time turbulence and his body was torn apart. As a result, he finally broke out of the turbulent space, but was seriously injured and his strength dropped to the 4th level of the formless heaven. Qin Feng felt Zukinkan's blow, and he knew it in his heart. With the blessing of the 9 Forbiddens, his own strength was enough to kill the opponent. So, Qin Feng waved his hand to Zhu Yan and others, indicating that they didn't need to care. The bloody light on Zukinkan's body shone. He was not a fool. After seeing that his full blow could not break Qin Feng's light shield, he became cautious. If it were before, he would have been able to kill Qin Feng with one palm. However, he was seriously injured in the turbulence of time and space, and he was unable to perform any feats against Qin Feng. The other party received his full blow without causing any serious damage, which made him feel a sense of danger. The death talisman has been used. If he dies here at this time, he has truly fallen. Zukinkan glanced around. Qin Feng was calm and composed, and looked like an old god was present, which made him feel extremely unsure. Don't look, there's no one else around, you and I will fight alone. Qin Feng smiled calmly. In his opinion, the Supreme Elder who had been so severely injured was no different from a dead person. Really? Zukinkan didn't believe that Qin Feng would be so generous. When he was trapped in the 4 symbols rune formation not long ago, The other party's shameless face was still vivid in his mind. Moreover, the other party actually gave him the opportunity to fight alone, which made him feel that the other party had no good intentions no matter what he thought. Tai Shang Elder, even if you are seriously injured, Qin Feng is not your opponent. You are so cautious, are you afraid? Seeing this scene, Suzaku laughed and said, as the Supreme Elder, if the other party wanted to escape, even Qin Feng would not be able to catch up with him. Once the opponent escapes and recovers, it will be extremely difficult to kill him. Faced with the teasing of a little girl, Zhu Qinqin, a grown-up prince, felt a little confused on his face. If a person as high as him can't kill Qin Feng, a junior, then he won't have to mess around in the future. Bang! Grand Elder Zhu Qinqin moved. He stepped out with one foot, and the air was shaking, spreading endless ripples. As a lower-grade immortal-grade divine shadow kick, it was more powerful than before when it was performed with his seriously injured body. For a moment, the fierce momentum shook the heaven and earth, and rolled up the wind of true energy, and the momentum was extremely terrifying. Well, it's actually the heavenly residual kick. Qin Feng also teased. When he saw the footwork used by Zhu Qinqin, he instantly thought of the heavenly residual kick in the legend of his time. At this time, the opponent performed it with one foot, which was very similar to the heavenly residual kick, and it was simply incomparable. Puff! Zhu Qinqin almost spurted out a mouthful of old blood when he heard this. Damn heavenly residual kick, this is obviously his divine shadow kick. Even the elders and disciples around him smiled when they heard this. This divine shadow kick is the famous skill of the Grand Elder. At this moment, it was compared to the heavenly residual kick by Qin Feng, which made them all laugh. Calling this divine shadow kick the heavenly residual kick is indeed an extremely vivid description, because Zhu Qinqin is really a disabled person at this moment, and it is not an exaggeration to call it the heavenly residual kick. Boom! The void was shaking, and the opponent's momentum was violent. The power that spread out in an instant reached the strength of the fifth level of the Wuxiang heaven, which was extremely terrifying. That's it? Qin Feng's eyes were full of fire and golden pupils. He saw the opponent's heavenly residual kick coming, and in an instant he stepped on the Nixian step and dodged. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 413. Kaka. At the same time, Qin Feng raised his hand to hit the heaven-shaking seal. The Earth Immortal's inferior heaven-shaking seal was displayed at this time. It was extremely powerful and collided with the opponent's divine shadow foot. In an instant, terrifying power bloomed in the void. The heaven and earth were shaking, and terrifying ripples spread out one after another. The powerful energy caused the void to be broken open. A huge boulder was suspended in mid-air, shattered into powder, raising smoke and dust all over the sky, and rocks and clouds collapsed. The energy soared into the sky, terrifying fluctuations of divine power flowed from the temple killing field, and the entire Suzaku Holy Land was shaking. Look, I didn't accuse you unfairly at all when I said you were a cripple. The light dispersed, and Qin Feng sneered disdainfully. He was suspended in the void, and the heaven-turning seal confronted the opponent's divine shadow foot, but he was not damaged at all. This scene really shocked the people around him. Qin Feng, with the strength to move mountains and the 9th level of the sky, could actually compete with the Supreme Elder Zhu Qinqin. It was really terrifying. Even if the Supreme Elder Zhu Qinqin was seriously injured, he still possesses the power of the 4th level of the formless heaven, which is comparable to that of Yuanfei. However, what was even more frightening was that when the light at the scene dissipated, people discovered that Zhu Qinqin was more seriously injured. There was an inexplicable Genkai substance flowing near his wound, blocking his blood. With his injured body, Even Zukinkan could not fully withstand Qin Feng's 9 forbidden heaven-shaking seals. Zukinkan, who was seriously injured, felt weak. He couldn't defeat Qin Feng despite all his efforts, which made him unable to control himself. "Boy, even if I die, I will still drag you into the water." Zukinkan looked up to the sky and roared. He had never been so seriously injured before, and how could he have been so despised? A terrifying light bloomed on his body, and he was filled with hatred. Endless blood dances intertwined together, blooming with terrifying light, lingering with evil spirits, covering the sky and the sun, and the terror was boundless. Idiot's dream. Qin Feng sneered. He stood in the 9 forbidden realm. In front of him, a Kunpeng divine form appeared. The divine form of Kunpeng, a low-grade earth immortal, intertwined with the light of the lunar and sun and rushed forward, shaking the world. Puff. This Kunpeng divine movement burst out with a light that could not be killed, and hit Zukinkan's chest. The terrifying power of the 9 forbidden acts directly acted on Zukinkan, blowing him away hundreds of meters away. This twilight was really terrifying. The appearance of Kunpeng's divine form made Qin Feng's momentum soar, and he just knocked Zukinkan away. It was simply unbelievable. The countless true disciples here were stunned when they noticed all this. They originally thought that the matter was over, but they didn't expect that Zukinkan not only survived, but could also fight Qin Feng. It was just a fight, but the Supreme Elder was actually blown away by Qin Feng in front of everyone. This made everyone gasp and couldn't believe the scene in front of them. "I'll go," the Supreme Elder was blown away. What a terrible killing. I remember Qin Feng also used this move when he killed the gas. Qin Feng is simply terrifying. Even if Elder Zukinkan is injured like this, he shouldn't be so miserable, right? The surrounding true disciples could not suppress the fear in their hearts. They all murmured to themselves and cast all their eyes on the scene, full of fear and surprise. "Zukinkan, if you surrender and kowtow to me, I might be able to spare your life." Qin Feng was suspended in mid-air, standing with his hands behind his back. He looked down at Zukinkan below. A powerful aura bloomed around him, and the vision of the God King surrounded his body, making people tremble in their hearts. Ahem. Zukinkan coughed up blood, and blood kept pouring out of his mouth. The pain was unbearable for him, and he looked embarrassed. He was completely different from the way he looked before when he wanted to kill Qin Feng forcefully. "Ah, Qin Feng, I want you to die." Zukinkan was suspended in mid-air, surrounded by blood. As a Supreme Elder, he had lived for more than 1,800 years, and this was the first time he was in such a miserable state. At this moment, he felt his physical condition. His heart was gloomy, knowing that the situation was over. He couldn't accept that the other party's little brat was still alive. Gudong. Zukinkan was furious. He took out a pill and swallowed it in front of everyone. The next moment, heavy huoguang spread out from his body, and then a pair of huge Suzaku wings sprouted from his whole body, and the dazzling light flowed from there. "Oh my god, it's the rumored magic bird pill." The Devil's Bird Pill is an unheralded secret of the Suzaku Holy Land. It can reverse the chi and blood mysterious techniques and make you stand at the peak of strength. It can only be used when you are about to die. Didn't it mean that the magic bird pill is considered taboo and the pill recipe has been destroyed? The elders of Zuyan's lineage in the Suzaku Holy Land all turned pale with fear. More than 1,000 years ago, in the Suzaku Holy Land, there was an extremely talented alchemy king who refined a pill that could reverse the chi and blood kung fu. These elixirs are an advanced step to strengthen the violent elixir, which can allow a person to burn his vitality, reverse his energy and blood, and restore his combat effectiveness to its peak state. However, the side effects are extremely huge. The user will be in a state of madness, killing innocent people indiscriminately, and when the potion wears off, there is only one way to die. However, this type of elixir was considered taboo, and was eventually sealed away by the Suzaku Holy Land. Unexpectedly, the Supreme Elder Zukinkan actually had one in his hand. Qin Feng's eyes were fixed on Zukinkan. He felt terrible pressure on the opponent's body. The opponent's energy and blood were reviving, and the fire around him instantly turned into pitch black, which was terrifying. Qin Feng, run quickly. Don't be sorry, leave immediately. Zuyan and others from the Suzaku Holy Land hurriedly shouted to Qin Feng. They knew the power of the magic bird pill and they would never be able to stop Qin Feng with his strength. Zuck, Zhu Xiaoman and others also turned pale with horror. The magic bird pill can revive Zukinkan's energy and blood and reach its peak state. Zukinkan in his peak state is a half-step prince, and his power is earth-shattering. If Qin Feng faces it, he will definitely die. God-destroying legs. Zukinkan shouted loudly, and under the urging of the Suzaku wings behind him, his whole aura became completely different. Under his feet, black light flowed into the sky, making the void tremble and filling the air with black ripples. At this moment, the entire killing field was shaking, as if it was in danger of collapsing at any time. The God Destroyer's legs crossed the sky, like a dragon wagging its tail, and a terrifying divine light swept across the sky. Qin Feng's eyes turned cold. He looked at the killing move used by Zukinkan and felt a sense of crisis. For the first time, he was protected by the Ruyi treasure armor of the highest immortal grade. At the same time, the 9 forbidden domains were blessed on his body to protect his own immortality. Even so, Qin Feng still felt that it was not safe, and there were 4 more magical symbols surrounding him. At the same time, there were 4 Shura visions surrounding him, protecting his body from death. Mater, if I were in the Forbidden Realm, how could I be in such a mess? Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 414. Dang. Boom. A shocking sound came, and Zukinkan's power reached its peak. The power of the half-step Lord domain was exerted, destroying all obstacles. Oh my god, why is it so terrifying? The god-destroying leg is the ultimate state of the god shadow kick. It is said that it can bless several times the energy. Can Qin Feng block it? All the people around were stunned. Facing such a terrifying killing move, even if Qin Feng had the God King vision to protect his body, he would probably find it difficult to block it. It's over. It's too scary. The countless cultivators around closed their eyes, unable to bear to watch the next terrifying scene. They seemed to have seen the miserable appearance of Qin Feng's physical body collapsing. Stop! Zhu Yan, Zhu Luo, and others all shouted angrily. Their steps were mysterious, and they shot out brilliant light. They attacked together to save Qin Feng. Unfortunately, it was too late. The moves of the Supreme Elder Zukinkan hit Qin Feng before them. In an instant, the mountains shook and the earth trembled, and the whole temple was shaking. The terrifying divine power of the temple's killing field expanded, and the energy light like a landslide rolled down in all directions. The killing field of the Suzaku temple collapsed in an instant, and the rocks pierced the clouds. Ha ha ha, Qin Feng, let's see how you can stop it. Zukinkan's eyes were red, and he laughed happily. If the opponent didn't die after being attacked by his strongest attack, it would be really unfair. Although he couldn't live long after using the demon bird pill, he was satisfied to see Qin Feng die in front of him. The Shura vision, the God King vision, the 4 divine symbols, etc. on Qin Feng's body all collapsed one after another, and even the God King golden bell cover disappeared between heaven and earth. His figure was blown away thousands of meters like a cannonball and smashed on the pillars of the hall. The solid pillars with array formations collapsed, and he hit the ground again, and spider-web-like cracks spread across the bluestone ground. Qin Feng was directly hit into the ground more than 200 meters deep, making the Suzaku Holy Land feel like an earthquake. Faced with such a powerful force, everyone thought that Qin Feng could not escape. Qin Feng. Zhu Yan, Suzaku, and others were all in front of the big pit that Qin Feng smashed out, looking down, wanting to see Qin Feng's figure. However, everyone had bad thoughts in their hearts. After such an attack, Qin Feng was afraid that he was finished. Zhu Xiaoman and Suzaku all hoped that Qin Feng could perform miracles again. They didn't want Qin Feng to die like this. Buzz. At this moment, the ground under their feet was shaking, and then waves spread in the big pit. A figure with golden light all over his body appeared in the sky, and a strong energy lingered around him. Qin Feng protected himself with all the visions, and finally stopped Zhu Qinqin's attack. At this moment, Qin Feng soared into the sky, his body emitting essence. His hair was dancing wildly, and his white Taoist robe was stained with blood, which looked extremely terrifying. The 9 forbidden domain made him immortal. After all, Zhu Qinqin became 2 realms stronger after closing it. Although Qin Feng blocked most of the attacks, the huge recoil force that spread out would also cause him considerable damage. This is the end of not triggering the divine ban. Qin Feng complained in his heart. He surrounded all his moves in front of him and blocked this move awkwardly. Impossible. Zhu Qinqin was horrified. He couldn't believe that Qin Feng survived in the face of such power. The old thing has completely angered me, go to hell. Qin Feng's murderous intent bloomed. He was suspended in the air, with dazzling light on his body, and endless terrifying murderous aura radiated out. Kunpeng's divine form, flowing with the light of the moon and the sun, bloomed with extremely terrifying pressure under the blessing of the 9 forbidden. At this moment, many cultivators were terrified, feeling the momentum spreading from Qin Feng himself, and they were all trembling. The Grand Elder Zhu Qinqin would naturally not sit and wait for death. He gathered his true energy, and layers of black flames flowed out with extreme intent, rolling up the sky and the earth, and blasted towards Qin Feng's Kunpeng divine form. Boom! At this moment, Qin Feng was angry, and he instantly reached the forbidden realm of the gods. With thousands of times the power, Kunpeng burst into a terrifying light, and the destructive power was earth-shaking. Puff! The Grand Elder Zhu Qinqin collided with Qin Feng's killing style and was blown away. He vomited blood in the air and his breath was weak. Boy, die! Zhu Qinqin roared, his blood was burning, the black divine flames rolled up the sky, and his face turned dark. He kicked out with one leg, and a black footprint appeared in the void. The god-destroying leg carried black flames, and its destructive power swept across the 10 directions, making Zhu Qinqin look like a giant demon bird, with his legs slashing down like a heavenly sword. Hiss! Everyone present took a deep breath. The power of this god-destroying leg was so terrible that it could easily kill a strong man of the 9th level of the divine illumination. Damn, the heavenly leg is really powerful. The power of the half-step prince is really terrible. The elders and monks present were all talking about it, their eyes fixed on the void. With this level of combat power, even if they came forward to help, they could only become cannon fodder. Zhu Qinqin used the demon bird pill, burning his own blood and qi, and played the strongest move of his life. The demon flames in the sky swept across the 10 directions, and the terrifying power made people tremble in their hearts, and they couldn't help but want to recover on the ground. Boy, let's see how you can block it! Grand Elder Zhu Qinqin screamed loudly. The magic bird pill made him crazy. His body was covered with blood, but he could no longer feel any pain. Kunpeng divine form. At this moment, Qin Feng roared loudly, and a heavy light curtain surged on his body. Under the blessing of the divine forbidden field, the Kunpeng divine form burst out the light of the moon and the sun, and turned into a giant of dozens of feet in the void, suppressing the 6 directions and 8 wastelands. The terrifying divine form, flowing with golden and black stripes, seemed to be truly revived. The advanced technique of the lower level of the Earth Immortal released extremely terrifying power. At this time, Qin Feng had already stood in the divine forbidden field. The Kunpeng divine form had 10 times the power blessing. At this time, with the blessing of the 1,000 times power of the divine forbidden, it burst out with terrible light. Boom! This Kunpeng swooped down, with one black and one gold wings like a sky knife, slashing out the light of the moon and the sun, destroying the void world. The entire vermilion bird temple was shaking, spreading waves, the sacred mountain was trembling, countless cultivators were shivering, as if facing a god, with no intention of resisting in their hearts, they knelt on the ground. Puff! Without any suspense, Kunpeng, blessed by the god-forbidden domain, shattered Zukinkan's god-destroying leg and hit Zukinkan at the same time, killing him in front of everyone's shocked eyes, leaving only his head. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 415. When his cultivation reached the level of Zukinkan, his vitality was extremely powerful. Although his body disappeared from the head down, his powerful soul was still in his head and could survive for a short time. Qinfeng was suspended in mid-air, his whole body glowing with luster, looking as ethereal as a god descending. The divine form of Kunpeng, a low-grade earth immortal, is already extremely terrifying. Now that he is standing in the forbidden realm of God, with the blessing of hundreds of times of power, even the half-step princes cannot resist him. Ah, I'm so angry. Zukinkan was so angry that he had a powerful ability, but he couldn't use it at all, and was seriously injured by Qinfeng from the 4-image rune array. Now that he finally got out of the 4 symbols rune formation, he was no match for the opponent. He was helpless in the face of Qinfeng and felt depressed. Especially at this moment, he used the magic bird pill to drag the other person to hell, but was directly hit by the opponent's weird divine form into a blood mist, which made him extremely frustrated. The most important thing is that he is going to die. If he's dead, there's no need to be angry. Qinfeng sneered. With the blessing of the divine forbidden realm, he stepped on the immortal step and appeared above Zukinkan in a teleportation manner. Light bloomed under his feet and he stepped directly on Zukinkan's body. Boom! The Nixian step spread out extremely terrifying power, directly beating Zukinkan and his Yuan-Shen step into blood mist, and suddenly collapsed in the void, leaving nothing behind. In the Suzaku Holy Land Temple, many elders and true disciples stood on the ground stupidly, not knowing how to describe the shock in their hearts. The Supreme Elder, who was usually powerful and invincible, ended up like this now, with no bones left behind. It was really miserable. After this battle, Qinfeng eliminated all the crises in the Suzaku Holy Land for Zuyan, and he also became the well-deserved number 1 of the younger generation in the Suzaku Holy Land. After wiping out Supreme Elder Zukinkan and Deputy Holy Master Zhu Fenji, Qinfeng escaped unscathed. When this news came out in the Suzaku Holy Land, everyone was shocked. With Qinfeng's powerful posture, no one can compare with him in the Suzaku Holy Land. Many people think that even Zhu Qingtian, who is in seclusion, cannot compare with him. This battle was lonely. Zuyan sent people to clean the battlefield here, while Qinfeng took some people to see how the fierce beast was dealt with. The elders who went to capture the ferocious beast did not come back to help, fearing they were in trouble. Zuyan is needed here to stabilize the morale of the army, and Qinfeng is the right choice to lead the troops to capture the beast. There were piles of corpses left in the Suzaku temple, filled with bright red blood and a pungent smell. The elders who originally belonged to Zhu Fenji's line were all killed, and some elders who did not take action could no longer affect everything in the Suzaku Holy Land. Qinfeng turned into a golden light and came to the back mountain of K Holy Land. Before he even got close, he felt the ferocious evil energy, with earth-shattering power, spread out, and a large mountain was ravaged into a mess. The 4 beings from the formless realm surrounded the ferocious beast. Their light hitting the ferocious beast was unable to break through the opponent's defense at all. Moreover, there are countless elders and true disciples, all of whom are seriously injured and have not recovered, and they are no match for this ferocious beast. Qin Feng frowned slightly when he saw this scene. He was a little shocked that this ferocious beast could actually cause such a terrifying power, and the elders of the Suzaku Holy Land were no match at all. A ferocious beast that rushed out of the sky prison was able to cholera the Suzaku Holy Land. The strength of this holy land really left him speechless. What's going on? Qin Feng was suspended in the void and asked a true elder around him. He felt that there must be something fishy about this matter. Back to the Holy Sun, this ferocious beast is the descendant of a powerful person in the Holy Land. That powerful person has made great contributions to the Suzaku Holy Land, so it cannot be killed. The elder of the true legend said that the ferocious beast is extremely powerful and violent, but it cannot be killed directly. Otherwise, it has injured so many disciples. The Holy Land has killed it long ago. How could it be imprisoned in the heavenly prison? When Qin Feng heard this, he put his hands behind his back and stared at the ferocious beast in front of him with a calm look on his face. This is a golden-haired giant ape, with metallic luster flowing on its body. It is 5 feet in size, lingering with wisps of light. How are the casualties? Qin Feng asked. This time the ferocious beast is so fierce, if you want to restrain it, you must restrain your hands and feet. If according to Qin Feng's ideas, the other party was so cruel and inhumane, he should take action directly and beat him to pieces with all his strength. However, the other party's identity was unusual. He was an elder and had made great contributions to the Suzaku Holy Land. If it did not cause irreparable consequences, Qin Feng decided to keep it. The ferocious beast seriously injured 8 elders. 12 elders lost their fighting power. 4 of them were killed. However, they managed to escape by using death talismans. However, they were still very angry. No one has died yet. The true elder spoke to Qin Feng, looking at the giant ape with great vigilance. Qin Feng nodded when he heard this. He waved his hand and took out 4 pills and handed them to the true elder. As long as there are no dead people, give these 4 pills to the 4 elders to take. Yes. The true elder agreed and hurriedly took action. Faced with the orders of Qin Feng, the Holy Sun, he did not dare to disobey. Now everyone in the Suzaku Holy Land knows that Qin Feng is as powerful as the elders. Even the Supreme Elder of the Holy Land is no match for Qin Feng. If the other party is interested, the future Holy Lord will definitely be his. Roar. The 4 masters of the Wuxiang realm surrounded the giant ape from a distance, making them shine brightly and radiate powerful aura, but they could not take down the giant ape at all. The giant ape was in the first level of Wuxiang, but in fact his body was extremely powerful, with endless divine power, and powerful demonic energy permeated. At this time, his eyes were red and he was in a state of anger. Qin Feng flew into the air, and he came to the sky and looked down at the golden giant ape below. This giant ape was very unusual. The golden hair flowed with the light of flames, and its aura was lingering, even comparable to Zuyan, the Holy Lord of the Suzaku Holy Land. Tongbai ape. These 4 words appeared in Qin Feng's mind. This fierce beast was full of light, and ordinary cultivators were simply weak in front of it. The moment Qin Feng saw this giant ape, he thought of the monkey in the legend of their time. That monkey was able to change the laws of heaven and earth, and had 72 changes. One somersault was 108,000 miles, which was far more terrifying than this Tongbai ape. However, he also had an idea in his mind. If the gibbon monkey in front of him could be purified to an extremely deep state, would it be as powerful and terrifying as the legendary monkey? Window. Tabula equals window. Tabula. Tabula.push, mode, thumbs feed -01, container, tabula below article thumbnail -300x250, placement, below article thumbnail -300x250, target. Type, mix. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 416. Roar. When the thong-armed ape saw Qin Feng, it let out a roar, abandoned the four faceless masters, and swooped towards Qin Feng. Qin Feng frowned slightly. He was suspended in the void, and his whole aura was extremely overwhelming. This ape saw Qin Feng's physical body and divine power, and sensed a huge threat. Instead, he took the initiative to attack him, which made him feel a little interesting. Senior brother Qin, be careful. At the same time, behind Qin Feng, the voice of a true disciple sounded anxiously. When Qin Feng heard it, he knew it was Suzaku's voice. Although the girl recognized Qin Feng as her master, Qin Feng warned her to treat her as a senior brother when there are many people. Otherwise, he felt that Holy Lord Zuyan would be furious. Qin Feng waved his hand, indicating to Suzaku not to worry about it. The vision of the God King surrounded him, spreading out the divine power. Bang! Facing the attack of the ape, Qin Feng made a fist and punched it out, and the sky-shaking seal swept out. The snub-nosed ape roared loudly, and also clenched its claws into fists. An extremely violent momentum rushed out of its body and shook towards Qin Feng. One person and a monkey all possess divine power. The glow between the two people is bright, and a dull collision sound is heard, sounding here as loud as thunder. Qin Feng and the ape had a real fight. They stood on both sides, evenly matched. This scene really surprised Qin Feng. For the physical body, there are few people who can compete with him in the formless realm. Even his horse, Dragon Horse, has only this power. The ape was stopped by Qin Feng. There was a flash of violence in its eyes, and it became more and more violent. It waved its arms and dived towards Qin Feng again. Whoa! The void was trembling. The ape's arms were waving, and a whistling sound came from mid-air. Its speed reached the extreme, and the heaven and earth seemed to be smashed. Qin Feng also became interested in this. The vision of his divine king surrounded his body, and he punched out again. The powerful essence lingered out, and the sky-shaking seal pressed forward like a sacred mountain. The terrifying power was overwhelming. An ordinary monk would never be able to withstand such an attack. However, unlike the entire thong-armed ape, it was extremely terrifying with its rough skin and thick flesh. Qin Feng's heaven-turning seal collided with the other party. At this moment, with the blessing of the Eight Forbiddens, the heaven-turning seal became extremely powerful, and it directly flew the ape out, hitting a big mountain, and there was a loud roar. Roar! The ape was very irritable, with golden light intertwined all over its body, and its defense was extremely strong. At this time, it rose into the air again, and its entire body suddenly grew in size. It was as big as 10, as if it were a giant. Damn it, you can even transform. Qin Feng was slightly surprised. The performance of this monkey was very good and exceeded his expectations. Facing Qin Feng's surprise, the ape was unmoved at all. It took one step forward and came to Qin Feng again, and slapped it with its millstone-like claws. Bang! The terrifying pressure swept across like a storm, a metallic luster spread out, and a sonic boom resounded throughout the world. Don't overestimate your own capabilities. Qin Feng's eyes turned cold, and he held back his hand many times. He was very unhappy that this ape didn't know how to be afraid. Bang! Qin Feng punched out again. This punch was as fast as lightning. With the blessing of Jijin, it hit the hand of the monkey. There was a loud boom sound, and the ape flew backwards and hit a large mountain again. The mountain suddenly collapsed, and extremely terrifying cracks appeared. Bang! The mountain shook violently, countless stone dust filled the air, and the monkey was covered in a string of golden light and floated into the sky. After enduring Qin Feng's attack, the viper's blood was boiling. The golden hair on his chest was dyed red with blood, and he suffered a lot of damage. It is a powerful divine beast. Although its bloodline is not very pure, it is already very good among apes. Roar. The thong-armed ape was suspended in the air, roaring continuously. It was attacked by Qin Feng repeatedly and became more and more manic. The four surrounding elders in the phaseless realm were all paying attention. The four of them joined forces and were unable to suppress the ferocious beast just now. As for Qin Feng, who had moved the mountain to the 9th level, they were not optimistic about Qin Feng. Although Qin Feng put down the rebellion in the temple, the news has already reached the Suzaku Holy Land. However, the four of them don't know the details yet. Because they had been thinking of ways to subdue this ferocious beast, they didn't know that all the troubles were solved by Qin Feng alone. Qin Feng frowned slightly. The ape was so violent that he suspected that there was something wrong with the other party's Xiangong. This ape is so violent and its strength is unfathomable, which makes him have a love for talents. If he takes this guy with him and becomes a thug, it seems to be very good. Bang! The ape stepped on the void, and the world trembled wildly. It rushed forward again. At this moment, its body was shining brightly. It suddenly took out an iron rod and wanted to beat Qin Feng into a pulp alive. "Brother, be careful!" Suzaku exclaimed, with a worried look on his face. It is said that this ape has extraordinary qualifications, so he might as well give way to the first Saint Sun Tzu Qingtian. "Don't worry." Qin Feng smiled slightly. Although this ape was extraordinary, it could not cause any harm to him. The four elders of the Wuxiang realm saw Qin Feng facing this fierce beast, and he was so calm and composed, and he turned around and spoke indifferently, which made their mouths twitch. They really didn't know what to say when they didn't take this fierce beast seriously. You have to know that this is a fierce beast, with an extremely violent momentum, and the water conservancy is in the first level of Wuxiang. According to rumors, Zhu Qingtian, the son of the Suzaku Holy Land, can't take it down. Wu! A whistle came from the void, and the void was twisted by the iron stick, and the stick shadows in the sky suddenly burst out, shining brightly. Bang! Qin Feng's eyes condensed. He felt that the iron stick of the Tongbai ape made the void tremble wildly, which was a bit dangerous. He suspected that the opponent's stick method should be a magical power similar to the 7 prohibitions and 8 prohibitions, which can bless the combat effectiveness and make its strength multiplied several times. Thinking of this, Qin Feng stepped on the Nixian step and instantly met it. Under the blessing of the 9 prohibitions, the Tianfan seal blasted forward again. This scene made people not confident. The heaven-turning seal under the blessing of the 9 forbiddens was unparalleled. The void was shaking, and endless ripples spread out, which made people shudder. The iron stick of the Tongbai ape monkey smashed over like a black dragon. The terrible power of the split spirit surged, sweeping across the army in the void, spreading an extremely fierce might, and bombarded with Qin Feng's heaven-turning seal. The light between heaven and earth was busy and bright, and everything became invisible. Window. Tabula equals window. Tabula. Tabula.push, mode, thumbspeed -01, container, tabula below article thumbnail -300x250, placement, below article thumbnail -300x250, target. Type, mix. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 417. Boom. The heaven-shaking seal collapsed in the void, and the energy under the blessing of the 9 forbidden rules was endless. The void in the Suzaku Holy Land was trembling and twisting wildly, and cracks appeared in pieces, which was extremely terrifying. Sakata-jin was directly hit by a stick from the trampoline and collapsed in the void. However, the energy light that diffused swept across all directions like a tidal wave. It was so powerful that everyone around him could not help himself. The thong-armed ape was directly blown away by the light spread by Qin Feng, and the iron rod in its hand came out and hit the mountain with a loud bang, making a loud noise. Brush. Qin Feng stepped on the immortal step and instantly reached the sky above the ape. The golden light of the God King flowed on him, and the sea of gods directly suppressed the ape. Roar. The thong-armed ape roared all over the sky, and it vibrated violently unwillingly. The power of the monster was earth-shattering, causing endless cracks and waves to spread on the ground around it, and the divine flames were burning. At this moment, Qin Feng was convinced that there was something wrong with the monkey's Xiangong. Although the monkey exuded a dangerous aura, there was something wrong with its sanity. This was a sign of being possessed. Surrender or die. Qin Feng suspended in the sky above the ape, releasing a trace of Pangu's bloodline power. As an ancient god, this kind of blood aura suppressed the ape tightly. At this moment, even the wild-armed ape who went crazy and entered a violent state could not withstand the power of blood released by Qin Feng, and his whole body was trembling. This was a feeling of fear originating from the depths of his soul. The matter goes far beyond that. The elders of the phaseless realm suspended in mid-air around him, as well as some true disciples, could not believe their eyes when faced with the aura released by Qin Feng. Brush, brush. For a moment, the void was like a dumpling, and terrible power radiated out. Everyone knelt on the ground, trembling all over, facing Qin Feng in awe as if they were facing a god. Seeing this scene, Qin Feng was slightly surprised. He originally just wanted to try and use a trace of blood power to suppress the thong-armed ape. Unexpectedly, just a trace of overflowing great power would make everyone on the mountain of Suzaku Holy Land palpitate, and they could not stop surrendering deep in their souls. The power of Pangu's bloodline can be seen clearly. The thong-armed ape was suppressed by Qin Feng's power. The red color in his eyes instantly faded, revealing a trace of clarity. It lay on the ground, looking up at the radiant Qin Feng in the void, and his eyes stung a little. At this moment, it really felt the pressure on Qin Feng, and that dangerous aura was completely above it, suppressing it to death. I was wrong, I am willing to surrender. The thong-armed ape didn't hesitate at all and kneeled on the ground respectfully. As a divine beast, its bloodline power is quite powerful. However, facing the threat from the depths of Qin Feng's soul, it cannot resist and can only choose to surrender. Well, what's your name? Qin Feng put away his pressure and said, this monkey is very good. If he can be trained to be as good as his dragon horse, he will have compassion. My name is Sun Wuxian. Sun Wuxian, the thong-armed ape, answered respectfully. Sun Wuxian. Qin Feng was slightly startled when he heard this. This name is really interesting. Sun Wuxian, your mysterious power has reversed. There should be something wrong with your practice. I have a purifying pill here. You can take it and nurse it back to health. Your injury will be cured in less than 3 days. Qin Feng's fiery eyes instantly saw the mysterious problem in Sun Wuxian's body. His medical skills were also good, and he handed Sun Wuxian a pill. Sun Wuxian heard the words and quickly took the elixir. It was extremely respectful to the holy platform, and Qin Feng subdued it with strong pressure, making it sincerely convinced. At this moment, after hearing Qin Feng's words, it took the pill and ate it without any hesitation. This purifying pill was obtained by Qin Feng in the past. It can soothe inner demons, enable living beings to eliminate evil thoughts and reach a state of concentration. The curative effect is very good. As Sun Wuxian took the elixir, he saw the effect. At Qin Feng's signal, he rose up from the sky and returned to his secret room and began to retreat. Everyone around was stunned. Their eyes looked at Qin Feng, full of awe. Just for a moment, the coercion coming from Qin Feng made them tremble with fear, and they knelt on the ground involuntarily. At this moment, as the pressure disappeared and Sun Wuxian was surrendered, they dared to stand up. Everyone looked at Qin Feng with great eyes. The ferocious beast that even the 4 monks in the formless realm could not take down was so easily dealt with by Qin Feng, which shocked them all. The four elders Zhonglai organized manpower to clean the battlefield here, while Qin Feng left with Suzaku and others. Everyone in the place, including the four elders in the formless realm, stared at Qin Feng's leaving figure, and the shock in their hearts could not subside for a long time. An idea arose in everyone's mind. The Suzaku Holy Land may not be able to stop Qin Feng, and his stage will be in a wider world. A shocking storm came to an end, and the Suzaku Holy Land returned to peace again, and everything unfolded in an orderly manner. After 3 days of seclusion, Qin Feng was successfully promoted and became a master in the divine realm. At this time, his body is immeasurable and his divine power is endless. In the Suzaku Holy Land, except for living fossils, no one is his opponent. However, such beings have been in seclusion for many years and have rarely walked in the world. They rarely attack young people, so Qin Feng can be called the first person in the Suzaku Holy Land at this time. In the next few days, Qin Feng refined some pills and used some pills rewarded by the system to make some elders of the Suzaku Holy Land break through to several amazing realms. In addition, he contributed countless weapons, which greatly increased the strength of Zuyan's department. At this point, Zuyan felt that his original decision was very correct. From the time Qin Feng appeared in the Holy Land, he obeyed the will of his apprentice, the Suzaku Saint, and had a good relationship with Qin Feng. It was precisely because of this that he defended Qin Feng many times in the Suzaku Holy Land, and now he has truly established the position of the Holy Lord of the Suzaku Holy Land. At the same time, he also knew that Qin Feng was extremely talented, and the stage was probably going to be broader, and the Suzaku Holy Land could not keep him. In the future ancient world, Qin Feng will definitely have a place. Before that, he decided to let his apprentice Zuk always follow Qin Feng. The reason why Qin Feng came to Zuk Holy Land was also for his little apprentice. Although the two did not break the last layer of window paper, their relationship was definitely very deep. Although a daughter who is married is like water spilled, Zuyan has always loved Zuk since she was a child. Once Qin Feng grows to an extremely amazing level in the future, Zuk Holy Land, as Zuk's mother's home, will definitely be protected by Qin Feng. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 418. The incident at the Suzaku Holy Land came to an end, and Qin Feng and the others were ready and decided to leave for the capital of Dian Kingdom the next day. He once promised the seventh prince that he would visit the palace, and it was time to fulfill his promise. The Xia family, the capital of the Yan Kingdom, learned from the eyes and ears bribed by his brothers that Qin Feng and the others were leaving the Suzaku Holy Land, which made him unable to sit still. Qin Feng had a big grudge against the Xia family. The Xia family's Kailaniar died in Qin Feng's hands, making the Xia family the laughing stock of the Yan Kingdom. This revenge must be avenged. It was night, with the bright moon hanging high in the sky, and the head of the Xia family disguised himself and came to a very secret place in the capital of Dian Kingdom. The Killer Dynasty. The Killer Dynasty is extremely famous throughout the ancient continent. According to rumors, the true controller of the Killer Dynasty is as powerful as the ancestors of some holy lands. The place where the Xia family came this time was a branch of the Killer God Dynasty. The Killer God Dynasty had penetration points in the entire ancient continent, in divine cities or capitals. In many dynasty empires, there are branches of the Killer Dynasty that do some shameful things. Even if the price offered is high enough, the Assassin Dynasty will take over the task of attacking and killing the Holy Lord. Of course, as a Holy Lord level figure in the ancient Holy Land, the Killer Dynasty would try not to provoke anyone as much as possible. After all, the Holy Lord level figures in the ancient Holy Land are extremely terrifying. Such a Holy Land is incredibly powerful. Although all the Holy Lords are on the assassination list of the Assassin Dynasty, few dare to take on this task. In the ancient world, the location of the Killer Dynasty is extremely hidden. After all, these existences do some shady things and offend many powerful forces. Most people cannot find their hiding place at all. The branch of the Great Yan Kingdom's killer dynasty is also extremely hidden, but as the overlord, the head of the Xia family naturally knows the location of the killer dynasty. The head of the Xia family was soon led to the branch palace. After sitting down, the head of the Xia family got straight to the point. "I want to kill someone." When the person in charge who was sitting upright heard the words, a ray of light suddenly bloomed in his cloudy eyes, and then an old voice came. For the head of the Xia family to go to such great lengths to kill, the person he wants to kill must not be immortal. The person in charge of the Assassin's Dynasty branch said calmly, "The head of the Xia family has a task of overlord level in the Yan Kingdom. If the other party wants to pay someone to kill someone, the person they kill will definitely be someone with amazing talent and beauty. It is said that Xia Tenglong, the genius of the Xia family, was killed by someone. Could it be that person?" The person in charge of the branch of the Assassin God dynasty became extremely solemn at this moment. If this task is really the holy son of the Suzaku Holy Land, then it will be a bit hot. Good. The head of the Xia family went straight to the point and asked the killer Shen Chao to attack Qin Feng, and he did not hesitate to spend a lot of money for this. Qin Feng is now the holy son of the Suzaku Holy Land. If he wants to kill the opponent, even the son of God from our assassin dynasty may not be able to succeed. Yes, in the Great Yan Kingdom, we only have one son of God and one goddess, but only they can kill Qin Feng. The elders of the killer dynasty spoke up, their eyes bursting with golden light as they weighed the pros and cons. The head of the Xia family was a man of talent, and he could immediately tell that the elders of the assassin dynasty wanted the lion to open his mouth and see how much he could give. Brush. The head of the Xia family raised his hand and took out a weapon of medium-level immortal quality. As soon as this weapon appeared, it suddenly bloomed with a dazzling light, and there was a murderous aura lingering around it. In an instant, the eyes of the elders and leaders of the killer god dynasty burst out with golden light, and they were attracted. Weapons of medium-level immortal quality are also extremely precious in the entire Great Yan Kingdom, especially the weapon taken out by the head of the Xia family. It emits an astonishing murderous aura, is of extremely high quality, and is worth a lot of money. However, the person in charge of the Assassin Dynasty's branch closed his eyes again after looking at the immortal weapon, appearing unmoved. Seeing this scene, the head of the Xia family instantly understood that the person in charge of this killer dynasty was greedy. But in order to kill Qin Feng, he had to suppress his dissatisfaction, and then took out a long white jade box. As the long white jade box was opened, endless energy of life suddenly bloomed. There were visions intertwined, and the endless energy of life filled the air, making the monks in the hall feel the rising clouds. This is a sacred medicine that has been precious for 10,000 years, and this weapon is a medium-grade weapon. As a deposit, I will thank you deeply after the deal is completed." The head of the Xia family said with great pain, with a cold light flashing deep in his eyes. If the killer divine dynasty could kill Qin Feng directly, it would be the best for the Xia family. And this move can also directly pluck out their Xia family. After all, Qin Feng is the holy son of Suzaku Holy Land. Even their Xia family is not willing to directly offend Suzaku Holy Land. Once Qin Feng is killed and the Suzaku Holy Land is blamed, the Xia family will definitely not be able to bear the consequences. However, it is different to leave this matter to the Killer God Dynasty. Even if the Killer God Dynasty fails to attack Qin Feng's vitality will be seriously injured. If he sends the masters of the family to kill Qin Feng, he can also directly blame the killer Shen Chao for the matter and take out the Xia family automatically. When the head of the branch of the Assassin Dynasty saw how sincere the head of the Xia family was, a cold smile bloomed in his eyes, and even the wrinkles on his face seemed to relax a lot. The fact that Qin Feng could become the holy son of the Suzaku Holy Land was enough to show that he had extraordinary qualifications. If one wanted to kill Qin Feng, one would have to pay a huge price, and the price naturally could not be low. At this moment, in the great Yan kingdom, there were the son of God and the goddess of their divine dynasty. The two of them worked together to kill the existence of the half-step prince realm in seconds. Okay, we'll take this task. The person in charge of the branch hall of the killer divine dynasty said that the sincerity of the head of the Xia family was good. The 10,000-year holy medicine and the medium-level weapons of the immortal products were invaluable, which was enough to invite the Son of God and the goddess of their divine dynasty to take action together. The head of the Xia family got the answer he wanted. He bowed to the person in charge of the branch hall of the killer divine dynasty, and then led several followers to fly away. Brother, this Qin Feng is extremely evil. Do we really want to take this task? Some elders around said that although killing Qin Feng was worth a lot, offending the Suzaku Holy Land would inevitably cause them to cause considerable losses to the killer divine dynasty branch hall in the Great Yan Kingdom. Qin Feng has become very famous recently. It's a good opportunity for our god son and goddess to become famous by stepping on his corpse. Go and tell them the news that Qin Feng will come out tomorrow. Yes. Window. Tabula equals window. Tabula. Tabula.push, mode, thumbspeed -01, container, tabula below article thumbnail -300x250, placement, below article thumbnail -300x250, target. Type, mix. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 419. Early the next morning, Qin Feng gathered in front of the mountain gate and said goodbye to the Holy Lord of Suzaku Holy Land and others. At this moment, it is time to go to the Great Yan Kingdom to visit. Qin Feng has been unable to hold back in the Suzaku Holy Land these days. People like him who are restless have long wanted to go out to experience and see the great rivers and mountains of the ancient world. When Zhu Ke told his master Zhu Yan that he wanted to train with Qin Feng in the mountains, his master had 100 promises. Now that Qin Feng has become the holy son of their Suzaku Holy Land, he also wants to use Suzaku to tie Qin Feng to the Suzaku Holy Land, so there is no reason to refuse. However, what puzzled Zhou Qing'er and others was that Zhu Xiaoman, who was healed by Qin Feng's 9 turns resurrection pill, also had to follow him to practice at the foot of the mountain. Senior brother Qin, my injury has healed and I will never hold you back. Zhu Xiaoman blinked his big eyes and said affectionately. Originally Qin Feng wanted to refuse, but Zhu Yan and other elders knew what Zhu Xiaoman was thinking as soon as they heard it. They also felt that there was something wrong. It was easy for a proud man like Qin Feng to win the hearts of beautiful women in this ancient world of immortal heroes. The Holy Master of the Suzaku Holy Land and the elders all supported Zhu Xiaoman's decision, leaving Qin Feng speechless. Humph, the Suzaku Holy Land has really spent a lot of money, and actually used a beauty trap in order to win over the master. Qin Feng's little apprentice Zhou Qing'er hummed softly, adding another opponent to himself during this trip to the Suzaku Holy Land. In order to save Zhu Xiaoman, Qin Feng fed the pill to Zhu Xiaoman mouth to mouth. She already had a good impression of Qin Feng, and she fell in love with Qin Feng at that moment. Oh well. Qin Feng looked at the way Zhu Xiaoman looked at him and knew it was hard to refuse, so he agreed. Humph, you're a big radish. Zhou Qing'er pursed her lips and hummed softly. It was obvious that her master was a playboy. For it. Qin Feng touched his nose helplessly. He really didn't have any strange thoughts. It was just that the other party wanted to practice with him. Okay. Holy Son, please stay. At this moment, a voice came from behind, a golden light bloomed between the sky and the earth, and a divine rainbow came. Qin Feng was just about to leave on his dragon horse when he heard a majestic voice coming from behind, which made him slightly stunned. Why did another one follow? and the voice seems to be that of a man. He has no interest in the male Qin Feng, and there are not so many beauties that are pleasing to the eye. Qin Feng turned around and saw that what landed was a guy with extremely rough and majestic hair. If he faced this guy all day long, he would not be in a good mood. Plop! A golden light spread out from the visitor, and fell in front of Qin Feng in an instant, and he knelt down with a plop. "Senior, please accept me as your disciple." Ha! Qin Feng was slightly startled when he heard this. The opponent turned out to be the golden-haired monkey Sun Wuxian. Seeing this scene, Zhu Yan and other elders around him were moved. The golden-haired monkey in front of them was the descendant of a powerful person in their Suzaku Holy Land. On weekdays, this guy often causes huge damage on the Suzaku Sacred Mountain. He is simply a troublemaker. If the other party can recognize Qin Feng as his master, and as Qin Feng leaves his power, it will surely make the Suzaku Holy Land peaceful these days. So, Zhu Yan glanced at all the elders around him. The elders understood instantly and all spoke one after another. "Lord Holy Sun, Sun Wuxian has extraordinary talents. If I can recognize you as my master, my future will be limitless. This Sun Wuxian has a solid body and extremely powerful strength. If he can get the guidance of the Holy Sun, he will definitely achieve extraordinary things. Yes, the Holy Sun is surrounded by all delicate beauties. They will definitely not be willing to let them do some dirty and tiring work. With this Sun Wuxian, he just has an extra helper. The Holy Sun is very powerful, and he really should find a successor." The elders around were talking a lot. They all said good things for Sun Wuxian and complimented Qin Feng, which made Qin Feng feel a little embarrassed. Qin Feng's eldest disciple Zhou Qing'er suddenly felt something in his heart when he saw Sun Wuxian's sincere look. If Sun Wuxian enters the master's door, he will be her junior brother from now on. If there are things that he doesn't want to do, he can instruct his junior brother to do them. Think about it, there will be no harm in all. "Master, I happen to want a little junior brother, so just accept him." Zhou Qing'er blinked her beautiful eyes, grabbed Qin Feng's arm and shook it, pleading for Sun Wuxian. When Sun Wuxian saw this scene, his feelings towards Zhou Qing'er instantly changed. This senior sister is really a good person. He decided that if he could enter Qin Feng's door, he would definitely listen to the senior sister's words in the future. Oh well. Qin Feng thought for a moment and realized that some dirty work really needed manpower to do it. It would be good to have Sun Wuxian as a thug, so he agreed. "Thank you so much, Master. Your Majesty is here. Please bow to me, my disciple." Sun Wuxian quickly kowtowed to Qin Feng respectfully and acknowledged his master, with a smile in his eyes and very excited. "Well, get up." Qin Feng nodded and called the monkey to stand up. Qin Feng had already evaluated the monkey's qualifications and found that the monkey's basic understanding was very good. "I've met senior sister." Sun Wuxian stood up obediently, and then thanked Zhou Qing'er who was standing aside. In his heart, if Zhou Qing'er hadn't said good things for him, the master might not have accepted him as his disciple at all. He felt that the senior sister must be a good person, and he decided to hit wherever the senior sister pointed at him in the future. "Well, since you recognize me as your master, then I will give you a gift." Qin Feng's mind moved, and he took out a stun stick from his space. This stun stick was a weapon he had obtained a long time ago. Later, he added some fairy gold to the stun stick, and the stun stick at this time had reached the quality of the middle fairy product, which was very good. This stun stick will cause 3 seconds of dizziness when it hits the cultivator, which is very good for Sun Wuxian in front of him. "Thank you, Master. Does this weapon have a name?" Sun Wuxian took the stun stick handed over by Qin Feng, and he danced in the void for a few times, which made him very fond of it. "Yes, the name of this stick is very nice, called Hunyuan Yuki stick." Qin Feng made up a name as soon as he opened his mouth. Such a weapon naturally has to have a higher name. If it is called a stun stick, it seems a bit embarrassing. Hyunyuan Yuki stick. Sun Wuxian's eyes lit up with astonishment when he heard this. The name of this weapon was very extraordinary, which made him very happy. His master was indeed not recognized in vain. The other party was so generous, which made him very happy. Especially the Hyunyuan Yuki stick in his hand, which was extremely precious even in the entire Suzaku Holy Land. Congratulations to the Holy Sun for accepting a beloved disciple. Congratulations to the Holy Sun. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 420. The Holy Lords and Elders of the Suzaku Holy Land saw that Sun Wuxian, the troublemaker, was finally sent away, and they all sincerely congratulated Qin Feng. Sun Wuxian is a little ancestor in the Suzaku Holy Land. If something goes wrong again one day and causes a big fuss in the Suzaku Holy Land, it will definitely cause the Suzaku Holy Land to be in a state of uproar. Now, Sun Wuxian recognizes Qin Feng as his master, and can also bring the relationship between Suzaku Holy Land and Qin Feng closer. You're welcome. Qin Feng smiled and cupped his hands towards Holy Lord Zuyan and the others, and was extremely satisfied with this young apprentice. As for what a few people were thinking, he had no idea. Of course, these people sincerely congratulated him. Only Suzaku covered her mouth and snickered. She knew exactly what Master Zuyan was thinking. They completely wanted to throw Sun Wuxian, the troublemaker, to Qin Feng. Of course, there is no benefit to this. Sun Wuxian is extremely talented. If he can be pointed out by Qin Feng, his future achievements will be limitless and he will become a master of the Suzaku Holy Land. Roar! The dragon and horse roared, taking Qin Feng and bathing in the holy light of dragon energy, and flew away across the sky. Zhou Qing Zuck and others also followed closely behind, driving the crane and peacock to disappear at the end of the world. The stage in the Suzaku Holy Land is too small, and Qin Feng won't be able to stay in it after all. Yes, Qin Feng is so unbelievable that his stage will be in a wider place. Qin Feng's trip to Dian Imperial City this time is probably going to cause a storm. That's right, the Xia family of the Yan Kingdom will never swallow their breath after suffering such a huge secret loss. Zhu Yan, Zhu Luo and other elders from the Suzaku Holy Land stood in front of the mountain gate, watching Qin Feng and the others leave, and they all commented with sighs. However, they were not too worried about Qin Feng. Qin Feng was so amazing, especially his kick, which was terrifyingly powerful. They had all seen it before. The people who should really worry are the Xia family. If the Xia family refuses to give up, they will definitely suffer a big loss. Passing through the continuous mountain peaks where the Suzaku Holy Land is located, Qin Feng and the others rode dragon horses and peacocks to the vicinity of the imperial city. The capital city wall of Dian Kingdom is towering, densely covered with formations, thick and majestic, and various towers and arrow platforms are majestic and impressive. Call out! Suddenly, a cold light burst out in the dense forest, and a faint shadow with murderous intent appeared behind Qin Feng, killing him on the back of his head. This was really too sudden and thrilling. Clang! Qin Feng's spiritual sense sensed it, and at the critical moment, he raised his hand and pressed backwards. The sky-shaking seal was like a mountain, blooming with terrifying light, and shot towards the back. But even so, a strand of hair was still cut off from the back of his head, almost piercing him. Brush! Everyone's swords were united, and they were knocked away by Qin Feng's heaven-shaking seal. His figure turned around in the void and stabbed towards Qin Feng. The speed was extremely fast, and the sword pointed directly at the center of Qin Feng's eyebrows. All of this was too sudden and thrilling. The opponent appeared out of thin air, and his stealth skills were extremely high. The peerless attack made many soldiers guarding the city gate feel cold. Such an attack was so terrifying that few people could escape. Four words popped into the minds of many people: the dynasty of killer gods? In this world, I am afraid that only the killer god dynasty has such a hidden movement method, which can kill people invisibly when the time is tight. Master, be careful. Senior brother. Zhou Qing Sun Wuxian, Zhu Xiaoman, Zuck, Wang Shui and others all had their pupils contracted and exclaimed. The attack was too sudden. If it were them, they would never be able to stop them and they would definitely die. At this time, the 5 people were all frightened. They were all waiting in full formation and did not dare to make any more noise for fear that Qin Feng would be distracted. No one could believe such an encounter. They had arrived near the gate of the capital of the Yan Kingdom. There were countless heavy troops guarding the place, and few people dared to make trouble here. This is also the place where people are most likely to relax. At this moment, someone attacked and killed. It was so wonderful that it was unbelievable. Walk. As soon as Qin Feng waved his hand, the crane and the peacock immediately understood each other and took the Suzaku and the others to transform into high speed and fly high into the sky. Qin Feng immediately marked the front with the heaven-shaking seal. At the critical moment, his Ruyi treasure armor enveloped his whole body. But even so, the killer's swordsmanship was too fast. With his peerless sharpness, he cut off a strand of hair on Qin Feng's forehead, and the sword energy spread to his forehead and a trace of blood oozed out. Boom! The heaven-turning seal shook, and the people in the future were blown away again, with a metallic trembling sound. Even though Qin Feng was extremely powerful, his head was a little dizzy after suffering this wave of attacks. Brush. The dragon horse moved at extremely high speed and swung its tail like a divine dragon, spreading strong wind in the shape of a dragon. In the next moment, it carried Qin Feng through the tunnel thousands of meters away, avoiding the killing attack. At this moment, the void was trembling wildly. Qin Feng turned around from the back of the dragon horse. His golden eyes looked towards the distant sky and earth, with murderous intent blooming. That figure failed to kill him with one blow, and the figure disappeared in a flash, hiding in the void, looking for another opportunity. Qin Feng's eyes turned cold. With his powerful fiery eyes, he didn't even see how the other party disappeared. He stood on the back of the dragon and horse, and for the first time, he took out his immortal sword with such dignity for the first time. The dragon horse also sensed the crisis. It was surrounded by wisps of dragon light. It stared at the surroundings and held its breath. Time seemed to freeze. Zhou Qing Zuck, all of them, stared with wide eyes and watched nervously. As for the guards of the capital of the Great Yan Kingdom guarding the city gate, they were all on full alert. A powerful cultivator was suspended in the air, surrounded by murderous aura, and exuded a compelling breath. This person, as the leader of the guards of the Great Yan Imperial City, his strength reached the realm of half-step princes, which was incredibly powerful. However, what happened outside the capital was not within their jurisdiction, and they would not intervene at all, but just watched calmly. Leader, the Black Shadow seems to be from the Killer Divine Dynasty. Next to the leader, someone analyzed to him that only the Killer Divine Dynasty dared to rush outside the city so blatantly. The Killer Divine Dynasty was also intricate and extremely complicated in their Great Yan Kingdom. As guards, they were unwilling to get involved in this matter. Let's see first. This person came from the east. He is not a descendant of a noble family in the capital of Great Yan. No need to pay attention to him. The leader of the city gate determined the tone of this matter. Although Qin Feng rode a dragon horse and looked outstanding. However, he had never seen this person in the capital, which means that the other party was not a descendant of a noble family in Great Yan. As long as the assassin Shen Chao did not cause trouble in their capital, they were prepared to ignore it.